Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, cause it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yep. Hello, happy Monday. We're here, baby. Let's do it. Got actually kind of a disclaimer that some people felt should have been thrown out after Friday's After the Show podcast. Do not snort salt.
Yeah, man, you were kind of messed up for a good bit.
Oh, yeah, it jacks with you, especially, like, I'm so sensitive. Like, I have bad allergies, and I'm always, like, snotty to begin with, so it's probably really stupid.
Yeah, I was so shocked that you just jumped right up and you're like, yeah, I'll snort it.
Well, you dared me.
I don't even know if I did. Did I dare you? I think I suggested it. I think you just did it.
Ready to go.
Yeah, you dared me, and then you put $50 behind it. I was like,
that's what it was.
Mama likes $50.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I know. You got to pay Mama to play. All right. Got some other shit I'd like to see her do this week.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, yes. Tom said, yes, snorting salt can cause irritation, inflammation, and infection, which can lead to tissue damage and a brain abscess. Quote, it could kill you. Ear, nose, and throat specialist and plastic surgeon Dr. Drew Orden says. So, there you go. Do not do this at home, basically.
Damn, you are WRMF. You a real motherfucker.
Still here. Didn't get me yet.
You're right.
I mean, I look at it like this. I used to do that neti pot. You know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
So you fill this thing up with like warm water, and it's like basically a tea kettle for your nose. And you put salt in it, and then you pour that up your nose. Like, that never killed me.
I remember
It has killed. Did you hear the one story that chick, there was some kind of like amoeba in the water, didn't realize it, did a neti pot, and it got into her brain and killed her.
Damn.
Yeah, there's always that amoeba story. There's the amoeba factor.
Yeah.
Well, don't get amoeba water.
We did
Yeah.
that a bit at Wild 95.5 where I did the neti pot and we put, instead of water we had Tabasco sauce in it. And then
What the hell is the matter with us?
I don't know, but I said let's bring the neti pot back for sudden death this week.
Yeah, brain amoebas.
No, we'll do hot sauce.
I don't know. If we do it because we're stupid, it's one thing. But if we do it and people warn us not to do it again, and then we do it again,
Yeah.
it's kind of on us.
Well, I don't think hot sauce would hurt us. I mean, it would hurt. It does hurt.
Hot sauce is way worse to snort than salt. I guarantee you.
And of course, no one do this at home. We're trained dick
Idiots.
faces.
Trained dick faces.
How do you get that training, dick face?
We're not trained. We're just dick faces.
Yeah, where was this training? I missed out on that day. I don't remember that part of it.
You definitely win. If you did hot sauce and I did salt, you win.
All right, I'll just see if you guys want to go back to some of the old hits. All right, no worries.
If only I could go back as young Kev.
Yeah, right.
Old Kev and old bits don't match. We got this email here from Milika, who took this screenshot of me on Friday's show. So I was watching the ATS. I paused, and what I caught was Fat Kev here. Looks like he's going to make love to this pretzel. You can still see the inner workings of Fat Kev.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that was with the chocolate, I believe.
Like a lion looking at a gazelle. Look at that thing.
Man, that was good stuff.
But I watched him do it. He was so calculating and smart. So he had a sandwich, his little lunch, but he only ate half of his lunch.
Yes.
So that he could have pretzels and treats.
You're right, I did.
You
yes.
are the most disciplined motherfucker. How do you do that? How do you have a delicious sandwich in front of you, and then you have like all these pretzels and dipping sauce, and you just have a little bit of both, and then you walk away? How?
I think it's just because you know how you feel. That's it. Like I knew if I had it, I'd be too full. I wouldn't feel good. My energy would be off. So I'm like, okay, I can just do this, push that back later.
But it's so fun to like be bad.
Because
and
you're
it's
right.
in front of you. The gods brought it to you, and it's right there, and it's piping hot.
Well, I don't mind. See, I do bad. Like that to me was like, okay, the chocolate sauce and that stuff. That's bad. But then to me, the different level is too much of it. Like when you start to feel like I just ate too much. Like I don't like that feeling.
That's where the discipline level comes at. We were at Kids World yesterday, and I wasn't there very long. I was there long enough to buy $12 worth of that peanut butter fudge that one woman sells. And I knew it was going to hurt my stomach eating it last night. I didn't give a shit. The discipline did not stick.
Yeah.
I knew I was walking into sudden death because I was going to eat the whole thing.
How's that fudge?
It was so good.
Is it good?
It is.
Because all fudge is not created equal.
Yeah, it's weird. Me and this woman, this fudge lady, I see every year. We have a weird relationship with one another.
You do?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, what are you guys doing?
I just feel like we're always, I don't know, we're always at odds with one another. But I still
You're buying her delicious fudge.
It's a weird situation.
Maybe she wants to sell you more than fudge.
I don't think that's the case at all. But the discipline is what I'm in awe of because, you know.
Kevin didn't buy any fudge yesterday.
If you had all that fudge in your kitchen, you'd just walk by it, think nothing of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do have my moments, like, you know, on a Friday or Saturday, and, like, my time clocks are off, so I'm staying up later than normal, and maybe I've had a couple beers, and then I just don't put that food in my house. So it's like, because, yeah, I have those moments. Yeah, I don't have amazing, you know, willpower all the time. You get tired, or you get a little bit, you know,
Okay,
get a little buzz on, it goes away.
For example, today
Yeah.
you had a very delicious looking sandwich. It was in a nice little wrapping. You had sauce. At 7:30 in the morning, I'd get butterflies thinking about that stomach or that
stomach?
food. That
Yeah.
food. Were you having this kind of feelings thinking about that sandwich? Were you getting excited?
I didn't know I was going to have it because it showed up at my door this morning. But when I saw it, yeah, I get excited. I'm like, oh, no, that's great, you know?
That's great.
That is not the voice of excitement.
That man has never had fudge.
Yeah, I definitely am not even close to your ballpark of excitement and giddiness. And
Have you had fudge in the last 20 years?
I'm talking the good shit.
yeah, no, probably a little bit here and there. I mean, I like doing little bites of this and that, and so yeah, I'm sure I have.
Little bites here and there.
Yeah, just a little bit because you get the taste. Like that's all you need. That's the thing I've really started to realize with food. And I really kind of had that the other day when I sat down. I got, you know, my Silver Society Fresh. I was just craving. I'm like, nothing would be better right now than that beer. And so I had a little bit of time, and the brewery was right on my way to my kid's game. I'm like, oh, man. I sat down. That first drink of Fresh was like, oh, gosh. It was like I just almost just, huzzah. Just like, it was so good. But then, you know, I noticed the next drink, it's still good, but it's, you know, it ticked down. And it's not that it ever gets bad, but it's just that first. So that's where I'm like going, okay, I tried to keep everything in the most impactful zone. So if you could graph out the enjoyment on that, there's a certain level where there's a line, divide it, cut it off when the line gets low.
There was a chunk of fudge left, and my stomach was killing me. But the whole time, I'm thinking, oh, boy. You got to finish that puzzle. You gotta eat the rest of that fudge.
Power through that fudge cramp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The brain needs completion.
Okay. You got to get it all done, huh?
It's like that study you came in. The human brain needs to finish that puzzle they're into.
The circle needs to be completed.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, you just got to start with smaller circles. Circle might be too big, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's how it's done. I got this email from Julie. She said, I found that app you were talking about the other day. It's called True Bill. The app will notice reoccurring monthly payments and ask you if you want to cancel. You can cancel your payment through the app without having to spend time on the phone or the computer. I've not tried the app, but that is their claim. And what a great concept. Something that says, hey, are you aware every month you're paying for this? Do you want to keep paying for this? And if you just click no, then it'll be like, cool, we'll take care of it. Boom, gone. Don't think about it again.
So you give them access to your bank account? I don't know if that's smart.
I don't know. Not sure how it works. That'd be a good question. Maybe that's the inside of it.
I'm scared of that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But it's an interesting concept. I mean, if it were locked up, that'd be great.
Yeah, but in order for them to see your finances and see what's recurring, they have to have access. That would be I would be very nervous about getting
I
anybody.
think so. Would they have to have access to your bank account, or could they just go on ahead and let somebody know without, or would they have to have your credit card number or whatever it is?
Well, they would have to be able to see your charges. So they'd have to
would?
be able to somehow access your revolving charges that come in every single
right,
month.
Okay. Yeah.
Tricky.
I guess that would be it.
Be real careful about who you give your banking information
But
to.
if anything squirrely happened, you know who it is, right? I mean, unless they're operating like from...
Kev, you never know who it is. Squirrely stuff happens all the time, and you have no idea how you were hacked.
Yeah. Guess it's who do you trust?
But what about the digital footprint?
I trust no one. That's who I trust.
I trust no one? Yeah. That's, I guess, the great rub there, Virginia. That's what you got to figure out.
Unless it's through your bank, I wouldn't trust it.
Nope.
I'm
That's
sure.
just me.
I'm sure I've been hacked so many times, never really even know it.
Really?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
I watch it, I've been hacked a couple of times. And I don't know who hacked me, but all of a sudden, the Walmart in Nashville, somebody charged like $300 to my debit card.
You got it back?
I did get it back, but I had to go to the bank and I had to fill all this paperwork out saying that it wasn't me. I promise. I swear to it. They make you hold your hand up and swear to it.
Wow.
And then I did get the money back, but it was like in 6 weeks. What if I needed that $300? What if that was like, part of my rent that I didn't have?
Yeah.
Extra.
Well,
It's a big hassle.
Yeah, you'd be screwed.
You'd be majorly screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that happens to people all the time, and we don't talk about it enough. People getting hacked right and left, and you have to wait to get your money returned.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
talk about it.
I think
Shit.
a lot of people are talking about it.
We got the thing called What's on Your Mind. Talk about it Monday through Friday, every single day. Talk about scams and people getting hacked.
Every day. Talking about Nashville, though, did you guys happen to see any of the NFL draft?
No.
I heard about it a little bit.
The thing really to watch is not just the fact they're picking players and whatever. The thing that was unbelievable, if you watch this thing, the bar district in Nashville, the setup they had, it was unbelievable. I was like, holy crap, that looks so awesome. My wife and I were watching it on Thursday. And you know what? I think we were at Dixie Bar and Grill, and it came on the TV.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah, and I was watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks absolutely amazing. They had this stage, they had a riser, and they had this street, and it was nothing but like bars all the way down, and it was completely packed. And I saw the final tally. There was 500,000 people there for the draft.
Wow.
It's
It's
unreal.
an event now.
Oh, it's like, yeah, and I for the first time ever, I looked at my wife, I'm like, maybe we should go to the draft one year. I mean, because being there I'm like, hey, even if you weren't in
It's
front
a
of the
moment.
stage.
You love college football, too. Seeing those college guys
Yeah.
get signed by the teams, it's actually the perfect place for you to be.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, going, even if we were hanging out in like one of those bars, and I saw one of them was like Rock Bottom Brewery, which is it's a cool bar. They had them in Kansas City, so it's a big chain. They haven't gotten to South Florida yet. But it's like anything else that we have. It's a cool little chain. But they have one of those on the street, just bar. And I'm like, oh my gosh, just to even be chilling in that bar with a bunch of these nut jobs, just that are there in their teams. I'm like, that looks really awesome. And they say the whole rub about it is because a lot of people, okay, imagine this, Nashville's becoming it's music city. And it's, not just country, but there's a lot of other artists, like the Black Keys live there, and some of these other artists there. It's just really music city now, and it's got that cool vibe, bar district. So all these bachelorette parties are always going on there. But a lot of times, I'm not really plugged into the NFL draft, so it's like, all right, we're going to Nashville, ladies. Country music, woohoo. And they said there were all these pissed off chicks because they show up for all these bachelor parties and they couldn't get into the bars because there was 500,000 people dressed in their stupid NFL gear. And they're like, apparently it was really tough, and there was a lot of complaints. Is one of the things that was going on this weekend was you had everybody like raving about, if you did like hashtag Nashville, you'd see, yeah, this is the best, love the draft. You'd be like going, man, my bachelorette party, we can't get into any damn bars. So apparently they took over the whole city, and it was really tough to get into some of the bars there, but it looked really cool.
Panda was telling me, did you see what the Bills did for their
I did.
first pick?
I almost text Panda.
Oh.
The only thing is I was driving, didn't have a chance, but I was like, it was a great call.
Yeah, so there's this fan that just loves the Bills. I mean, this guy like lives for the Bills, and for years has been a huge Bills supporter. Everybody who loves the Bills knows about this guy. He's like famous amongst the Bills fans. Well, the guy's got cancer.
Oh, okay. I didn't see this part.
Terminal cancer, they found out. And so he literally has like weeks or months to live. Like, it's very, very sad. So the Bills let the guy with the cancer call in the first pick.
Oh,
And
really?
he made the pick for them.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's so sweet.
That is sweet.
It's a man that just loves that team so much, and now he was in it, baby.
That's the cool thing about it is it's not just about football's X's and O's. They're finding the stories that go along
The
with it.
backstories,
Yeah.
and just seeing the families and
Yeah.
and how this is gonna like help generations of a family.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool thing.
That's cool. I got to tell you, though, a lot of those cities like Nashville, though, those smaller southern cities, they're cool places to go hang out. Anybody around here, you go to Savannah. It's really cool. I had some buddies went to Asheville, North Carolina over the weekend. Just kept sending me all these pictures of them in craft breweries and stuff. Yeah, I know, Virginia.
I want to go to old North Kakalaki.
I think you
hear
love
it's
the
nice.
Carolinas are gorgeous. Love it up there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
When you get up in the mountains, it's
Yep.
like the perfect weather.
It is.
So awesome.
I've had great times there.
We'll get a fire going, get some fucking s'mores. Oh, I make a good s'more. I come correct.
You do, huh?
What are you laughing at?
You just said you come correct.
I come at that shit correct is what I mean. I come at making them correct.
Got a makeup or breakup email here. Said, hey, I'm sending this email. Hopes you could give me some solid advice. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years. In September, he is the man for me. We love each other very much, and he treats me like a queen. But there is one issue. He is a huge procrastinator when it comes to future plans, to the point where it worries me sometimes. I know he wants to be with me forever, and we talk about marriage all the time, but he's not getting any younger, and neither am I. I believe it's time to take the next step, and he should at least get me an engagement ring.
How old are these people? Does it say?
Now, let me see. My family loves him, but pressures me to feel like I should have had a ring by now, and all my friends are getting engaged, and while I am so happy for them, it also makes me feel like I wish my man would get me a ring too. I don't want to be that girl that demands a ring. I want it to happen on its own, but I also don't want to wait around forever either. My mother has even gone far enough to say she thinks he will never propose to me.
Oh, come on, Mom.
I love him so much, but I feel he's being unfair to my needs and what I see for my future. I do not know what to do.
Well, we need numbers, though. How long have you guys been
Yeah.
together, and how old are you?
Those are very
I
important.
said together for 5 years.
Okay, 5 years. We're approaching. Time to put a ring on it.
Yeah, if I were you, I would just don't get mad, don't get nasty, don't get mean, but just get inquisitive and just say, hey, I love you. I want us to be together. Do you see us ever getting engaged?
It just sucks, though, that you have to have that conversation, that he doesn't have
Some
the...
guys are just slow, though,
Yeah.
And I know girls that have gone out there and said, hey, get engaged to me or you're going to lose me. And they got engaged.
Yeah.
If you've been together 5 years
Mm-hmm.
and you're ready to take that next step, as long as you're not young, if you're still in your early 20s, I would say no. Don't give any ultimatums in your early 20s.
Yeah, well, if it's... I guess it could be junior high sweethearts, high school
They
sweethearts.
could have.
But if that biological clock is ticking and, you...
Once you hit 30,
Well, it's a good thing. I think, in a relationship, if you're with somebody and you're coming up on a year, it's not that you have to say, hey, I demand a ring now, but it's get an idea of where they are. Some people are going, I don't ever see the need to get married. If they're not religious and...
They want to keep their money.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't want to deal with that, or they don't necessarily want to have kids. It is at about a year. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, I just want to get your feelings on this, and where do you see us going? And then if they say, oh, yeah, I'll definitely get married sometime, then by the time you get to year 5, you're going, remember that conversation we had 4 years ago?
Especially people our age. If you're with somebody for a year, I don't think it's out of line to talk about the future.
and
No.
don't be afraid to talk about how you feel, but just be careful and don't let your family or friends start nagging him about it because you don't want it to be uncomfortable. And it's really none of their business. It's between you and him, and nobody else needs to get involved.
But you know how that goes.
Just because your friends are getting engaged,
Yeah.
it does not have any bearing on your relationship with your man, but you got to talk to him and tell him what's in your heart. 5 years is a long time.
Yeah, you're not being crazy if you
No.
bring up at 5 years, hey, I really would like to get married and I'd like to get engaged sometime soon. Is this going to happen?
Yeah.
Or?
Do you want to marry me one day? Because I want to marry you.
Yeah.
And then shut up and see what he says.
Right.
He starts to shiver. He starts to sweat
He
immediately.
fakes a seizure and falls on the floor. Then you know he probably not going to marry you.
Right.
He breaks out into hives.
Oh, at that point, then you got to decide. Do you want to go ahead and stay with somebody that you know is never going to marry you? Just because, look, you're saying they're awesome and they're great, but then what does that mean for you and your life and what you thought you wanted?
Marriage is overrated, and I'm married twice.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds awesome, Virginia.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's necessary anymore. I just don't. I really don't.
I think with the two caveats, religious and kids, if those aren't issues, then
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can still have kids and not be married if you don't want to marry the person. Like it's I think it's a lot more like loose than it was when your parents or their parents did it.
Oh, it absolutely is a different time when it comes to all that stuff.
And you don't have to follow anybody else's rule book but your own. And you get to create your own rule book. So look at it like that and don't let social pressures or people in your family tell you what you have to do. Listen to your heart.
Yeah, I think aside from the religious game, I think the biggest thing to look at would just be the law. And that would be the thing where it's like, okay, common law practices, money, sharing things. If kids are involved, what's going on with that, and then how they're raised and all that kind of stuff is just, so get a bearing of that.
Do you love being married? I mean, you're like, fuck it, every morning I wake up, man, I love this shit. This is awesome. Or do you just say this is part of life? It's like brushing your teeth and it's all right. What's your...
Some days are really annoying and some days are really awesome. And you're not going to have, I mean, you could have annoying and awesome in the same day.
But the question is, do you love being married?
Yeah, I do. I love the family unit thing. I love the whole feeling that we had that we're a family, like, with my wife and kids and everything.
The teamwork.
Yeah, it
That
feels
you're
like a team.
That's the cool part.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's never going to be perfect. So if you're thinking about, when I'm married, everything will be perfect. No. He's going to be the same guy like he is now. You're just going to have a ring on your finger. Like people's personalities don't change. So you really got to look at this man and say, do I love him? Do I want to be with him? Do I enjoy making time with him? Like, it's not about like getting married and like all of a sudden you're going to have this fabulous party.
I get it. Look, I love pizza, but not every pizza I eat tastes amazing, but I still love pizza. I get there's going to be ups and downs in marriage. I get all that. The question is, do you love being married? I feel like if you are married and you are not answering, yeah, I love being married, I don't know. Is that a problem?
Yeah, for me, I love it. I love being a part of what I'm a part of. I couldn't imagine not being a part of it. So I'm
Me
happy
and
I am.
Panda would still be together even if we weren't married because I love him and I love being with him. But the reasons we got married really didn't have a lot to do with our love, if you want to know the truth of it.
That's why I'm asking.
And we didn't get married. I mean, yes, we're in love. And yes, we would still be together. And yes, I enjoy spending time with him. And he's my favorite person to hang out with. Like, we have fun. When we're in a good mood and we're clicking and we're together, we're having fun. But we didn't need that marriage certificate to have all this.
No.
I asked my friend one time. It's no one in this room. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I asked him. I go,
It's Denny's?
No, Denny's likes being married, but I asked my one buddy, I go, so man, what do you think? Do you love being married? And he, without even blinking, fuck no. That's exactly what he answered. He's like, it's such a damn struggle. Shit's changed so much. He goes, I fucking hate it. He's still married, but
it's tough. It's tough for a lot of people.
And it depends on who you marry.
Agreed. There's
Like,
so many factors on that.
that person's not going to change. And if they have little annoying things about them, there's still going to be those little annoying things, and they're going to be probably multiplied.
But if you're married and you have someone that's got annoying things about them, do you sit down eventually and say, this is what annoys me? And do you hope they can change? Or because I feel like you're saying people will never change. They're going to be who they are, even after you maybe talk with them.
I think if it's done right, you have conversations and you have to know how to phrase it. But you say, hey, look, this is something I don't love. And then hopefully if they care about the marriage and you and your feelings, they'll be like, okay, you know what? I'll take it under advisement. And I do that all the time with the Queen. She'll have something. She's like, this is a problem. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it under advisement. And we had a little snappy session yesterday about something. And so I'm like, I kind of put up my wall, but I'm like, well, I'll take it under advisement and I'll try to in the future, react differently in that situation. I said, but,
Is it work related?
Kind of, in a way. Yeah. It was like she had an opinion on something, that I had done. And so I said,
Can we guess what you did?
I bet. I want to kind of guess, too.
Oh, I don't care. I'll even talk about it.
Was it on Instagram?
It was either that or Facebook.
Okay, but it was on social media.
Yeah, I took a photo of somebody.
I knew it when I saw it.
I was all
like,
buddied up with somebody, and
you were just having a good time.
I was having a good time, and honestly, I'm like I said, I'm a hugger. Like I hug a lot of people.
I know.
And I'm not the. I would hope if people know me, I'm not the philandering type. Like
No.
that's not my thing.
But you're just being sweet and tipsy.
Well, I wasn't even tipsy. I was on beer too.
Yeah, you're just
so
you're just being.
I'm just sweet.
Happy.
Yeah, I'm just, that's how I am. To me, I think hugs are great. I want people to feel love. I love people.
Well, especially if someone's coming up to you, they're telling you they like the show, and then they try to hug you, you're going to embrace that.
Yeah.
That's a good moment.
And I kind of took a silly photo where I got, close to somebody, and it was a woman. My wife's like, that just looks inappropriate. That looks like you're whatever. And I said, you know what? I said, look, it's not how I intended. I'm sorry it was that way. It just, whatever, caught up in a moment, just did it. I said, but I'll take it under advisement and I'll try to keep safe distance with people in photos from now. So when people are like, why is Kevin so rigid and cold and all that? Because I've been yelled at for being too close.
Because he's broke down.
Yeah.
I look too happy.
Well, because that's kind of it. Because I'm like, okay, that hit her button, and she was like, all right, that just looks inappropriate for you to do that. And I pushed back.
When I saw the picture, I was like, uh-oh, the Queen ain't gonna like that.
And now she didn't.
Now I got to see this picture.
It was completely innocent and harmless because I took the picture.
Was that Kids World?
No, it was at Aunt Anne's thing.
Completely harmless and innocent.
Yeah. Now I get it.
Yeah. And so, so that's the kind of stuff that, happens in our relationship where she'll say that, and I kind of bristle back. I'm like going, look, I'm gonna do me and whatever, and I'm not gonna get to the point where I want to be so cold with people that I said, look, I like to hug people. I think people need that warmth. I believe in that. I want to hopefully when people see me, they're like, well, man, okay, Kev kind of lit me up. I feel good. So I want to be that kind of person. So I'm not going to put a blanket on that, but I will try to be, because I don't ever want to send the impression to somebody that I'm trying to be inappropriate or that I would do something with you that would be inappropriate.
Of course.
You didn't.
And I said, look, you're taking it that way, and maybe other people might look at it and be like, oh, Kev looks a little too friendly with that woman in that photo. And so I don't want to send that impression. So yeah, when it was all said and done, I said, look, I'll take it under advisement, and I will. So I'll try to be careful when I take photos in the future, but I'm not going to stop.
He must be flanked by dudes.
It's so funny how Virginia knew what it was.
I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, well, she knows usually when I'm going to step in something.
Well, I know no one can explain to you the mind of a crazy woman better than a crazy woman.
Yeah.
We know what the other crazy women are thinking.
And my wife,
and it is crazy. I'll be the first to tell your wife it is crazy.
Yeah, well, but she's, and to her defense, in a sense, I came from a place when we first got together where I never thought that kind of stuff, and I just never even looked.
Your sensitivities weren't there. You hug everybody.
Never, yeah, and they've never really been there to look at, inappropriate, like, oh, that looks inappropriate. And I remember early on when we got together, my wife was just like, these two people, they're doing this and that just doesn't look right. And I'm like, what's that? That's not a big deal. And I got to tell you, over the course of our marriage and relationship, time and time again, she points these things out, and next thing you know, sure enough, marriages bust up. They wind up with that person.
The guy was being inappropriate.
They were, yes. And so, look, on case study, so I really don't have much of a leg to stand on, because I've fought with her so many times saying, you just read it, and she's like, all right. She's like, I see this kind of stuff. She's like, you don't. And I'm like, and then I got to tell you, there's probably been at least 8 case stories where we've had major battles. I'm like, nothing's going on. And sure enough, there was an affair that was happening, and she eagle-eyed, Mexican queen.
Eagle-eyed it.
She spots that stuff a mile away. So that's why, to me, that's another part where it was like, I was disheartened. Me going, honestly, do you think I'm that kind of guy?
No.
I'm like, that's not the message I was trying to send.
And she was there too. I mean, like that's the like if you were trying to be inappropriate, you don't do it in the room when your wife is standing next to you.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's rough, man.
Let him hug. Panda, he's a very huggy guy, and I think he's that guy. Well, he used to be that guy because his coworkers have told me he used to be that guy that would give girls massages, like at work and stuff, like that. Just huggy, touchy guy. But I know his heart.
Yeah.
And I know where he's coming from. And I
Right.
know he's just a lover. And now, if he don't love you, he's not going to touch you. He's not that guy.
Right.
But if he loves you, he will hug you.
Yeah.
And I think that you have to look at where your man's coming from and not be mad at him for being a lover.
Right. So that was the issue. That was the one thing I kind of like pushed back on her with. I'm like going, look, first of all, it's insulting that you would think that I would, that I would be playing that way. She's like, well, I'm just saying how it looks to other people. People are going to look on your social media, and then they're going to start talking.
Do you want me to take the picture down?
If you would, I probably.
It's still
Yeah.
fucking up there.
I don't want to
Because I
cause
didn't take it down because I
drama.
thought she's like, I think you should take it down. I'm like, going, I don't think it's
Before
that
you leave,
bad.
I want to see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see how inappropriate this picture.
It's not.
I don't think it.
You know what it is? It's sweet.
I haven't even seen it yet, and I don't.
and it's loving.
Is it on your?
It's on the KVJ.
I was going for that rather than like, hey, I'm going to take this chick home and bang her. Like that wasn't what I was going for. Yeah,
That
so.
was not the
Right.
tone. You were at a damn
It
memorial.
was a memorial.
I mean,
Right.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I was trying to take it. We're sweet. We're all bonding. Yes.
Everybody's hugging each other because they're hugging and crying.
Yeah, I have really tried not to do hugs anymore just because everyone's fucking hugs and everybody's gonna die if we hug. So I try not to hug anybody. But at the memorial, I just hugged everybody who came because it was the right environment for that.
Sure.
Because people have lost their fucking minds, man.
Yeah, I think you got to go with what's in your heart. Look, I mean, if it's what you want to do, and to me, I judge everybody on intentions rather than
Exactly.
almost results. It's
Yes.
like, look, it may have come off that way, but were they intending to do that?
No.
Right, and
Nobody was.
That was my argument. I said, look, that was not my intention. Okay, maybe if somebody wants to look at me, they go, oh, look at Kevin, what a player he is. He's a philanderer.
Is that the picture?
That's the one.
Yeah. Right.
You just look
Poor
happy.
Kevin, man. You can't make a right fucking
Well,
move.
it's like that's why people are going, gosh, she's so stiff. I have to be. Okay, wait. Let me get out a ruler. Am I 6 inches away from her? Am I? Yeah. So it's like when you let your guard down and get comfortable, then it's like, oh.
Why is Kevin
God.
such a dick? Well, Kevin's broke down.
Kevin's scared.
Kevin has
Emotionally.
Kevin has a lot of regulations he needs to live by.
He's emotionally shot.
we should put you in one of those cones they put on the dog after he
Right.
has surgery.
Keep
so
kind of a
nobody,
barrier.
Nobody
Yes.
can get close to Kevin.
Can we keep a good space around? I should just wear like a hula hoop belt.
I just love it how we know each other so much. You knew that picture was going to
I
go.
knew it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a lot of pictures of him, so I had to use it.
Right.
And when I was posting it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't post this. But I'm like,
Damn it,
but
Virginia.
I need more pictures of Kevin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
I'm
there you
sorry.
go.
I'll
So
take it down.
Take it down. I took an inappropriate photo, and so
It's
I'm
not
like, look,
inappropriate.
I'm sorry. I'm like, I didn't intend for it to be that way. Just, yeah. Got away from me.
You're okay. We're
Oh my
taking
gosh.
it down.
I remember I was dating somebody and I was just taking pictures with somebody at an event and she looked at the pictures and goes, why is your arm around this girl? I said, look at this other picture. It's around a guy. It's around these two people.
Yeah.
That's just part of the gig.
I
And
would treat everybody the
this
same.
probably ain't going to work out.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. All righty. If you ever got anything you want to throw at us, you can. Mail at kvjshow.com. One person wanted to give you a heads up, Jay Bird, that they appreciate you talking about misophonia on the air. Michelle said a few weeks ago you mentioned the condition called misophonia. About a month ago, my 16-year-old daughter was in the car with her coach and another teammate. She was in the back seat. The other girl was eating in the front seat. My daughter started panicking. She thought it was an anxiety attack. She said that the sound of the chewing was so intensified that it was the only thing she could hear. She said she felt like jumping out of the car while I was driving down 995.
What?
And felt like she was going insane, and it really scared her.
Oh my gosh.
After
And it's
she-
new?
It's misophonia.
Yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere for her. And she said after she calmed down, she was exhausted. She called me crying. I thought it was just a panic attack. But after Jaybird brought up that condition, now we know. Very interesting. It's good to be able to put a name to something and know that you are not losing it. Now we know how to handle it better. So there you go.
Nice.
That was a nice
Look at
little
you
thing.
helping
That
people.
shit, huh?
Helping people. You're the new show hugger, by the way. All the females,
Yes.
they come to you for the hug.
You,
you all
you
can-
give out the hugs.
You guys can do whatever you want to me. I'm used to people just doing shit to me without my consent.
Do not say that.
No,
or you'll be back on that bus when that lady grabbed your balls.
Oh, they still ache.
This lady grabbed his balls, did a twisty move, and would not let go.
Tell you what,
I've never seen
My
anything
balls
like
have
it.
been through just nothing but trauma since I've been on this show.
No wonder they hang so low. They're trying to get away.
And let me see here. Another one said, I just wanted to send a quick thank you to the emergency room staff and emergency cardiology team at Cleveland Clinic Weston for taking care of my mom last night. We saw she was having a minor health issue, but she was having a heart attack and needed emergency surgery. The entire team was called in, and they have been absolutely wonderful to her, and I can't thank them enough. Jennifer sent that.
Nice.
So, always got to give people a big shout out when they do something so important for us. So thank you very much. All right, you guys enjoy your Monday. Talk to y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.